I'm working on a new sales page on my website here. This is my up here at my deansreviews.com blog. And I've put this image in here because I really like it. And as I was working on my sales page, I needed another image down here, and I decided to use the same one. Obviously, well, not obviously, but at least I don't want the same image to be here and down there both. So normally I would just go in and change this image out. But I decided, well, it might be a good idea to make a backup of this page before I did that, so that if anything went wrong, I could just restore this page from my backup. So then that begs the question, well, how do you go about making a backup of a single page or a single post or a single anything on your website? And so before I did that, I decided, well, or as long as I was going to do that, I decided, well, I'd go ahead and make a video showing everybody how that's done, if you're not aware. So I'm going to go back, stop previewing this. This is my the back end of my website, obviously. And the page that we were just looking at is this IM newsletter sales page. Okay, you notice it has a status of pending. I also have a classic sales page, which is a different version of the same thing that we were just looking at, pending, and a different page here. These are all three in pending status. Now, believe it or not, you can actually make a backup of a single page or a single post or whatever using built-in tools in WordPress. Okay, if you come over here to your tools in WordPress and you go to export, click on export, and it's going to ask you what you want to export. It defaults to all the content on your site, but you can choose to back up posts or pages, or basically posts and pages and smart links and your media. Now, just as an aside, it's probably not a good idea to use this. You can use this as shown here to back up all content. Obviously, if you do that and you're going to import it somewhere, you would do that if you're transferring your entire website to another domain. What I want to do in this case is I want to back up a page. So I'm going to click on pages here. And it works the same way if I said posts. You see you've got the categories or author, dates, status, and so forth. You have the same thing here on pages. Now, the author that I want is myself. You don't normally have to change that unless you've got multiple people working on your site, each of which could have made that post. In this case, it's just me. I'm the one that did it. I'm not going to worry about dates. I'm going to look at this status, though. Your posts in WordPress or your pages in WordPress can have a private, pending, draft, scheduled, or published status. Well, that goes back. Let me go back to these pages again. And if you'll notice, right now, all three of these have a pending status. Now, on the dialog we were just on, it's asking me to pick the status of the post, of the page that I want to transfer. If I choose pending, it's going to transfer all three of these. I don't need all three of those backed up or transferred to another site. I just want this one. So the way I'm going to differentiate this one from the others is I'm going to come over here to quick edit. Okay, and if you look over here, you can see the status. I'm going to differentiate this from the other two by changing that status to draft. Come over here and click update. And when we come back now, you can see these two are still pending. This one is now draft. This allows me to differentiate this post from the other two. So then coming back over to tools here to export. Okay, I'm going to choose pages again. I could use all authors. I'll just choose myself. Status now, we want draft. That will select just that one page, the sales page that I'm working on, to be transferred. Now, what you have to do now is just click on download export file. This is going to download this page. Everything that has to do with this page, or everything that's in this page, will be transferred exactly as it exists on this site when I transfer it to the next site. It downloads it in something called an XML file, and you really don't need to. Here it is, XML file down here in the bottom left. Okay, if we go over here, pull up my Finder window from my other monitor, This is the file that I just created with the .xml extension, XML file. You really don't need to worry about what XML is. It's just a format that WordPress understands and can use to transfer. Used in a lot of other places too, but with what we're doing, that's all we need to worry about. So now I'm going to go over here to my No Bull Marketing Reviews page. Now this is a site that I'm just now building out. If I actually go to the site, it's basically a virgin install. So you just basically your normal starter WordPress site. And if I go over here to pages, you're going to see that there are no pages at all on the site. There are no posts aside from the few hello world that it normally comes with, and I'll get rid of that right now. Okay, so now there's no pages or no posts on the site. In order to import, I can't just go down to Tools and Import. Okay, in order to, that would work fine if I was doing my entire site. I'm not. I'm doing an individual page. So what I need to do is I need to install a plugin. Okay, on the site. And I'll get rid of most all of these. But anyway, I need to install a plugin. So I'm going to go up here to Add New. And I'm going to search for WordPress Importer. Okay. I'm going to search for WordPress Importer. And this is the one you want right here. WordPress is official, WordPress.org. WordPress is official importer plugin. So we're going to tell it to install it and to activate it. Okay, and here is the WordPress importer. Okay, now what we can do, once that's installed, is we can go back to our tools over here, and instead of export, we're going to say import. And there's a lot of different places and programs that let you import various things on your site. What we want is this WordPress importer down here at the bottom. So we're going to say Run Importer. Now you'll notice that it tells you that you have a maximum file size of 128 megabytes. This is why this is not really a super tool for transferring an entire website. You could do it, but you'd have to do it in small chunks and it'd be a pain. There are better ways to do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to choose our file, okay? And we're going to come over here, sort. I know that my file's in this subdirectory. We're going to sort and come on down here to XML files and find the file that we exported from my first site. XML documents here. Here's Dean's Reviews, WordPress. That was the one that we just exported from the other site. We're going to import it to this site. So we're going to tell it to open it up. And now that it knows what file, I'm going to say import, upload file and import. Click on the button. Right. Now, it's imported the file. It wants to know who I want the author to be on this website. If I want to leave it the same as it is, I could just click on it or just click OK. Don't have to change it. I could change it to Mr. Magoo or whatever name I wanted to here. Or I could assign a post to an existing user, which is what I'm going to do. Even though it shows Dean here, I'll go ahead and specify again down there. It'll also download and import any file attachments, anything that's attached to your post in terms of, well, again, files, like if you had a download link or anything like that on your page, it would attempt to download and import those attachments as well. In this case, I'm just going to click on Submit. And it only takes a moment, and it says all done. So now, if we go back to our pages and look at all pages, here is our sales page, okay? If we preview it, now this is on the No Bulls site. This is on my brand new site. If we preview it, there it is. Now it looks a little bit different now than it did on the previous site because I'm using a different theme on this site. I haven't specified any theme on this site aside from the default theme. But this is basically my page, complete. Okay, so we have successfully exported the page. Let's get it up here. Where am I at? Pages. There we go. Gotta find the darn things. All right. We preview that. This is the original page, right, with the theme that I'm using. This is the original page. This is the exported page. Okay, and now I can safely make any changes that I want to here, knowing full well that if I screw something up here, I can go back to my backup on this website and just do things in reverse. Export it from here, import it back to the original website, and I'm good to go. So I hope you found this useful. I hope it made sense. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.